You know, my heart sits in my stomach right now because I know what the outcome of this is going to be. I'm sorry for getting a little emotional, but I've lived personally and professionally in this space, legislatively as well. People will die as a result of this bill. It's not just a fact, it's also a prediction. We've seen it in other states, and these facilities sometimes are not perfect, but we actually have good ones. In the state of Georgia, they shut down all these facilities. Hundreds of people died. And not people like you and me, Mr. Chair. People who can't speak for themselves. It was so bad in the state of Georgia that they had to send the federal government in. They might not, some will die in transition because they're medically complex and fragile. Some will die later. In community settings where the housing is not built, where there's no skilled nursing or available workforce, where there's no mega expensive equipment for them. It's a lot like Housing First, things like we did during COVID, where we put drug-addicted homeless people into houses all by themselves to die. It's cruel. These residents couldn't come to our committee. I'm thankful that although my kids are disabled, that they weren't this gravely disabled. This isn't taxes, this isn't a budget. This isn't even a facility. This is human beings. The most vulnerable human beings in our state. These facilities were set up because we had a social and moral obligation to these people who are wards of the state. But they also have families. Families who cannot physically take care of them. And those people waited all day to say their piece on this bill. And they got 1 minute to try to save their kids. That's wrong, you guys. I will do anything to stop this bill. I will work with every single member of this committee to offset the savings, which I don't believe there will be a savings to this bill. There won't. As Rep. Penner said, whatever savings we get will be completely destroyed because you can't put a price tag on a human life. Yeah, they're not like the rest of us, but they are human beings. They dream as well. They bleed the same red blood as the rest of us. They deserve the best care and education and outcomes as we can give them. Instead of closing these down, we should focus on making our facilities better. I'm sorry for the emotion, but I know what will happen. This is a grave, grave mistake. And like I said, I will work with anybody to try to find whatever money you think is going to save this. But this is not what we should be doing. I understand, I've heard from both sides, professionally and otherwise. I worked for a nonprofit that served people with disabilities, finding employment which was meaningful for their lives, vocational rehab so that they could work. My own kids, and in the legislature here, I've made this like one of my championed causes to do everything I can to find progress for these people, but this isn't progress. I beg everybody on this committee to please put this bill down. There's a mix of people who believe that we should get rid of institutions like RHC's Rainier School and Yakima Valley School at any cost. But is it worth any cost? The cost of human life? There's a reason why these people exist at these schools, because they already failed to be placed in community settings. Community settings that right now do not even truly exist in all the places they need to exist. This bill is wrong, and I truly understand the thoughts of many people who don't want institutions. But it's the people who never had to live in the institutions who want to end them. It's the families and the residents who must live in the institutions who are fighting and begging to keep them. It is not a line item in a budget to them, it is their lives. Thank you, Mr. Chair.